Do you know the Samus Man? Samus Man. Samus Man. Welcome back to the Farts of Crap Show. It's Dan, Joe, and Seth. We are here playing Samus Not Returning on the Dreadfuls. On the Switch.
I felt the
It's the game. I'm not playing this one because I'm very, very tired. And Seth is like, don't worry, I got this. I was like, that's cool.
I fucking hate that.
And I puss out at the last second.
And then I was like, Taint Smash.
And I'm like, Taint Smash. I'll show you.
Let's retarget everything. There we go.
Bam. Oh. I'll tell you later. Tell you later. Can't tell you right now because appropriate things. So now you can jump indefinitely.
Yep. Which
Space
sometimes
jump.
is like super helpful and sometimes is really annoying.
Can you do it underwater?
Yes, but you don't gain height underwater.
Oh no. How do you get up there? Oh, you have to go from an equally high ledge.
Yep.
That's cool.
Like I get it, and it makes traversal make sense in certain areas because you're just still like,
you can't break it.
Well, you can, but they're like, please don't break this game that I really spent a long time and no longer remember my child's name. Turns out that it's not file.exe.
So what do you think? Oh, the other thing I was gonna say that was like I was like I have a good topic for this next video. So did you hear about how people are pissed about Gran Turismo 7? Gran
Turismo 7?
The new one?
Yes, I am familiar with such a game. I definitely have played every Gran Turismo. It's a car game, right?
They have cars, yes. The cars do not talk.
Because sometimes I mix up Gran Turismo with Forza with FIFA.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got one.
An asshole opinion or FIFA?
No, FIFA. People like FIFAs. Everybody's got one. So you didn't hear about the controversy with it?
Oh, not the recent one, no.
So at first people were very happy there was a new Gran Turismo, and I think Pignosis is still making them.
It's a popular series.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Okay, ready?
Yes. Tate Flash.
All right, sorry.
So what was that thing you were just doing?
If you run a direction, it turns into the Shine Spark thing where you run really fast. I was just dorking around with it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Alright, yeah, that's where we're going.
So people are pissed because when it first came out, it was really cool, and they had microtransactions.
Oh.
And they were completely optional because you could just like unlock all the same stuff with just in-game things that you win and whatnot.
With like how many hours you need though?
See, that's the thing is they had, and I guess it was the same in the previous Gran Turismo, where they would always have like certain events and certain races that you could do over and over and over again. As long as you win, the rewards were like super high, and they weren't that hard to win if you just had, you know, competent skills in the game and like a decent-ish car. And so people would do those, and then they'd just be like, oh, I did this race like over and over for like an hour, and now I can buy my Ferrari. That kind of thing.
Alright, that's not terrible yet. But...
So in the recent one, they also had that. And then they took away those special races that you could farm.
Ooh.
So now it literally takes hundreds of hours to actually get other cars. And the problem is you get like so many cars because the first car you buy in Gran Turismo almost always is like a piece of junk. It's like some, you know, Ford Pinto or Geo Metro or something.
I love those.
And you just like give it new exhaust and new brakes and just everything until it doesn't even close to resemble what it should perform like.
Yeah, but I love it when that happens.
Yeah, your first car is always a sleeper. It's cool. And they very clearly, that was very clearly the intention, well, or so the fans thought, when they kind of
that way.
first like showcased the game extensively before it came out. Because they were like, look what customizing all these things can do. And they showed like a 68 like Volkswagen Beetle stock racing against a 68 Volkswagen Beetle that was like fully customized and like spec'd out. And it was just like going like 200 miles an hour. Like now the thing is like, pretty sure this car tops out at like 70.
No, if you turn the AC off, you can get to 75. I had one of those.
Going downhill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so sorry, I got a very dry throat right now.
Gross.
I know. I just wish somebody would shove liquids like in a tube down it.
Sometimes I feel that way.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah. I went the wrong way. Keep going, you're good.
I missed the placenta. I mean uterus.
Oops.
I used to have a small one-bedroom apartment. Casa de Mama. Anyway,
Also my mother?
yeah,
Neat.
the uterus.
Ah, yes.
Small one-bedroom apartment. Casa de Mama. Anyway, it was a pregnancy joke. So,
What?
over-explaining the humor. That's a good YouTube channel. Which probably exists. Just a channel dedicated to explaining jokes as the people tell them.
I made money off of less.
Yep. Less is more at less. What was I saying? So they took those away. So now it takes literally hundreds of hours to get anything nice in the game. And of course you would think this would get better with time.
But no.
As you amass more cars and actually put the time in. But the thing is, it doesn't get easier because they also took away the ability in this game to sell vehicles that you no longer have a use for.
Damn.
So apparently you're just amassing vehicles indefinitely from like your shitty cars that would barely function all the way up to your supercars. It's like, what? It's supposed to be the simulator. It's supposed to be the more realistic one. And more realistically,
You sell everything.
sell
you
cars? Like, sell things you don't use? Don't need? Things that, like, who has a garage that can hold 400 cars? You know what I mean?
Well, me. That's my telephone.
But yeah, that's why people are pissed about Gran Turismo 7. Because
I get that.
Because they're encouraging those microtransactions. Be like, oh well, you could just spend $10 to buy like $500,000 in game. It's like, yeah, but I already paid full price for this game.
From what I remember, they're not necessarily cheap games either.
Well, no, I mean the new one is a PlayStation 5 game, and I think it retails at $70.
Yikes.
So, I mean, like, at least with Metroid Dread, like, yeah, it's a $60 game, but you're never gonna pay more than that.
Nah.
Like, I mean, they just did like free updates for this.
Yep. But I'm also like, if you're gonna do a DLC and we have to pay for it, then I think that it should be like a significant DLC.
Well, if they're actually expanding the game,
Yeah, like
if they're creating more content for the game, that's brand new.
But
Not
also,
just like, oh, we added a mode.
Or-
Like, no.
or hey, we added some cosmetic stuff. No, like I want like entire new levels, bosses. Like,
Yes,
if I'm gonna be paying for it, I would like something that adds significant amount to the game.
a new chunk of the campaign. Yes, that's actually what people are pissed about with Code Vein.
Oh, I heard a little bit about that though.
Because yeah, it was made by the God Eater people, and it was their take on a Souls game, basically, with certain caveats. Things you would do differently if you had the knowledge of all the Souls games before making a Souls game.
Or like fish eggs, no, like the caviar.
Mm-hmm. What about caviar?
Oh, you said, well, the caveat being. And I
Oh,
was
the
like, I was
caveat.
like, yeah, that's like fish eggs, isn't it?
Yes, raw snails, I believe. That's escargot.
It don't dough, it's a geo.
Yeah. Escargo, yeah, okay. Don't. It's a Geo.
Don't
it.
know. Like when
Why do I have to play the game for 100 hours before I can get a shitty ass Geo?
don't go. Like I was getting a car and they're like, and I pointed at the car and I was like, cargo space, and he's like, no, cargo no go space, cargo road. I don't know.
It's like, wow, 4-cylinder tune-up. That's one more cylinder than my car has.
Jeez.
Because the Geo Metro is a 3-cylinder vehicle.
Yes. And I think they're adorable and very fun.
And very fuel efficient, because they have 3 cylinders.
Yeah. I think the only thing that cuts close to that is probably a motorcycle.
Well, that's a single cylinder, depending on how many cc's you got.
Most
over 500 are dual cylinder, but if you're under 500 cc's, then it's usually single cylinder.
For us, most of the highway legal ones are the V-twin engine set.
Dual cylinder, yes.
Yeah.
For the most part, because they can get up to 100 miles per hour. Sure is standard.
Yes, that's like our rules. As opposed to the high-end motor scooters, which are 2 people, but still most of them are not highway legal.
Right. There's a certain number of things. Of course, I've seen tons of like non-street legal vehicles on the street.
What? No.
Like, I mean, there's like
People would never do that.
well, you know, like dirt bikes and your ATVs and stuff like that.
No.
Is that what they call them? The little like the quad things. The
Yeah, it's an ATV.
Polarises and shit.
Oh, some of the... Well, that depends on what model you're talking about.
Well, I mean the ones that are basically just like a cage on 4 wheels.
You're a cage on 4 wheels.
Okay.
That's why Piper left.
Streisand.
No! I didn't mean to be a cage on 4 wheels. I meant to be a cage on 5.
I didn't mean to make it fun of your nose. It looks perfectly proportional to your face. Anyway.
I didn't know we could use your chin to cut a safe.
She would be the most handsome woman in that.
Oh.
I
wasn't ready for underwater floating well.
She's got the nose of Streisand and the chin of Witherspoon.
Jeez.
She's pointy in all the right ways.
You ever read like the old, especially the religious poetry?
Oh, hold on to that. People are pissed about Code Vein because of similar things, because of how they handled the DLC, because they didn't do the DLC like Dark Souls, how they do DLC, where each one is like an expansion. And it's like a new level added into the game, hopefully in a somewhat significant way, not necessarily, but it expands the world. With Code Vein, it didn't particularly do that. They added like new locations that were kind of tied in, whatever. But the main things they added were like super bosses, and a lot of new equipment that gave a ton of new abilities.
Cool.
So it's like, okay, you have a lot more tools at your disposal, which might be helpful for these new super bosses, but also you can use all of this stuff in the base game. So, and I think that's also a valid approach, because they mixed up the game in a significant way, and it wasn't like microtransaction-y or anything, they did a season pass, but for each one being a little bit more, you could buy them individually if you wanted to.
That's not bad.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. People were just like, it's so bare bones, it's a waste of money, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, but it's completely optional. You don't have to buy it. Like, you're not really missing out if you don't buy it. Like, there's no pressure on the player. There's nothing deceptive about it. So I don't see why people are pissed. And like, for the longest time, I just heard that and accepted it. So I didn't buy the DLC. Even though I love the base game. I just assumed it was trash because everybody said it was trash. And everybody that talked about the game was pretty much a fan of the developers or the game already. I was like, okay, well, these guys really care. And they're saying don't freaking bother. But it was half off one day. I bought it because I was like, it's on sale, it's half off. And I was like, this is wonderful. You guys don't deserve anything nice.
I have expressed that before.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Seth, you're breaking it.
What? Where?
The background.
What? I don't think...
The foreskin.
What? Huh?
No! Ah!
That's a problem. Why didn't you tell me I was doing that?
I don't know. Now the whole place is gonna flood.
Yeah. But no, I was saying like different especially some of the older poetry, especially like the religious ones, they're like description of like what makes an attractive woman is like, and a nose like a pickaxe in a barn door.
Oh
and you're
yes,
just like,
yeah.
oh.
Very similes for all the body parts kind of thing.
Like austere kind of shit. And you're like, you did not get a ton of women in your age, did you?
She had a chest like a medieval fortress.
And what if her teeth were like sheep? And you're just like,
White and fluffy? I don't understand.
I don't care. But I say religious because most of our old poetry is religious based just because of how culture works.
Yeah.
And what we decided to actually write down in different cultures. But it's just like weird shit. And you're just like...
It's like how people know the holiday songs that not for the classical music that they are from, but actually just for the holiday music.
Kind of like What Child Is This is actually Greensleeves.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Which for
that
most people is probably the oldest song that they know.
Or like that one that's like, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, from
like that's actually an old classical score, but nobody knows like the classical score. They know the Christmas song.
Yeah, it's Handel's Messiah is that one.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's Handel. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, who's Handel? I motorcycle has one of those.
Two sometimes.
Hank, what the hell are you doing?
How are you gonna do that? You don't have the screw attack. It looks like you're screwed.
I was like, there's a green glowing thing coming out.
Do you need the screw attack in this one?
In this game? I had to get to certain areas.
It's not necessary to beat the game though. Should I just look it up?
The only way to so like it's not necessary, but the only way to get through the next section without it would be sequence breaking. But if you sequence break, then yes, it's absolutely optional.
Okay. I mean, without sequence breaking, like how much is?
Well, it kind of forces you into the room with screw attack is the thing. You know, when you're just like get forced in a room and you're like, oh dude, screw attack. I go back down.
It's like, but I don't want this timeshare.
But I don't want to. Mother.
Screw
attack.
Adam was like, you need to screw
attack.
I was like, good, yeah, I almost shot you. In the central processing unit.
She's got knees like brass doorknobs and elbows that can take the grit off of sandpaper.
And teeth like brass knuckles. I think you just wanted to say brass one more time. And an ass like a bronze statue. It's like, ah, you fucker.
You little shit. But shit like that just cracks me up, and I'm just like, yes, I will definitely use this next time I'm at a bar. Like, hey, you get teeth like sheep. They're just like, excuse you?
And nipples like little zinc thimbles.
Sam was like, why the fuck is this frozen? It was on fire last time I was here. Man.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Why is it frozen?
Next boss.
Cause he's as cold as ice. But you just got the thing that lets you go through water super easy.
And it also allows me to not take damage in cold.
Oh, it's extra cold here?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Because Rocky told me from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, as long as it's not the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky!
The fact that his name was in the title of the movie and he's such a spit character.
Ah, shit, this one.
Should have been called the Janet is a Whore Hour.
Damn it, Janet.
She's kind of a skank in that movie.
So you know that the cast, sorry, not the cast, the audience as a whole. Okay, it's this one. Okay, cool. The audience as a whole has like a whole list of stuff that they're supposed to yell, right?
Sure.
You didn't. Okay, cool. So
no, that's what you keep saying and did during the movie. So
yeah,
sure.
I know. Anyway, It's the audience has a whole side script that was actually developed by like Tim Curry and the actors when they
Oh
were
yeah,
off
yeah,
stage.
yeah. No, I believe you.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, you're supposed to yell "slut" every time that Janet's on screen.
Yes. Oh, I just do that anyway.
Like that. You're like, I was wondering why everyone was agreeing with me, and I was like, usually everyone doesn't agree with me like this.
I know, right? Rocky.
Rocky! Ah, such a classic movie. Not for kids.
Also, Tim Curry is not God, Seth.
Tim Curry is not God?
He is the devil.
No, that's Rowan Atkinson.
No, Tim Curry also played the devil.
Yeah, so did Rowan Atkinson.
No, but he's God.
No, that's Morgan Freeman.
See, one always lies, and one always tells the truth.
And then you kill one, you're like, is he dead? And he's like, no. It's like, you're the liar.
I made a wrong decision.
Like, if you keep alive the liar, like, it's not necessarily super detrimental, it just takes a lot longer, because if you keep the truther alive, then you're just like, is this the right door? And he's like, yeah, but if it's the liar, then you gotta go door to door. You're like, is this the right door? Yes. Is this the right door? Yes. Is this the right door? Yes. And you gotta revert to yes-no questions, which nobody likes.
Mm-hmm. Is this a binary question? Damn.
Are you a binary question? No, but I'm a questioning binary. Go away.
So a binary and a boolean walk into a bar. The bartender turns out to be a contrarian. And they're like, hey, can you help us out with something? He's like, most definitely not.
He's like, definitely. And he's like, why? And they're like, because we need to help. We need to get out of something to get into something. So a sadist and a masochist walk in a room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the masochist was like, hurt me. And the sadist was like, no. Fuck.
Because he'd like it. And one likes pain, but the other one just likes pain.
Yeah. That's why I stopped wearing nipple clamps to New Year's Eve dances.
I mean, I think the difference is physical suffering and emotional suffering.
I think the difference is one has like more letters in it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. The difference is that one was done by
Got him.
one was done by Steve Martin.
Ah.
Left or right?
Which one haven't you been in?
Neither.
Why don't you check him out?
Oh yeah.
I started doing that a while ago where I, every time I say, like, yes, or like, yeah, I instead say it like Luigi and,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm starting to do it unintentionally a lot.
Do you know how because Martinelli does both of them?
Ooh.
Yeah, watch out for that fucker.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, neither was I the first time.
How could you be?
Cause is it Martinelli? The guy who does.
Oh,
Mario's
Charles
voice.
Martinet?
Martinet. I keep
Yeah.
saying Martinelli because I'm a
Okay.
bastard.
Yeah, he is like Mario and Waluigi and Wario and Mario and...
Luigi.
If it ends with an Ario, it probably is him.
Yeah. Do you know how he came up with the voice for Luigi?
Nah, I don't remember. You should tell the people at home that don't know.
Oh, so earlier on in Japan, when they first got motion tracking software, they put Martinet in a room and then had the Mario head projected on a screen in a mall. And he would just talk and answer people's questions and shit like that, and it was really fun. But when they were like, and Luigi was just a new feature because this was like Super Mario World 3, where 2-player and Luigi just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, how's Luigi doing? And so he had to be able to talk without moving his mouth because otherwise people would see it. And so that's kind of like how he developed the Luigi voice. And just like not be like, it's okay.
It's like ventriloquism.
Yeah, ventriloquist by a guy who's not a ventriloquist. So he's just like, I'm doing spaghetti.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's funny.
I thought it was great. He's a cute man.
Mario.
Yeah.
Mario. I like his scared little like Mario call in Luigi's Mansion.
Motherfucker went through.
It's one of my favorite parts about Luigi's Mansion.
You don't like Luigi's Mansion.
I like the aesthetics, and I like there's a lot I like about it. It's not something I want to play for myself, but
What?
aesthetically, I like it.
Why don't you want to play for it for yourself?
Hmm.
You already play with
Just
yourself.
don't care to.
You already play with yourself.
That's different.
Oh.
I know that's not a ghost in my pants.
You know, Luigi, penis, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I come down into this mess?
They're both elongated and Italian.
At least 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
Yo, originally Mario was gonna be German.
Wario was German on all of the old voiceovers.
Yeah. I noticed that in Mario Party 1 or 2?
I have determined the reason for the
When his little like, because they don't have like full voiceover, they just have like little clips or whatever.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and like Wario's is in German
Mm-hmm.
in the English game,
planet. Much of it
which I thought was
Yeah.
really strange.
find a way to thrive.
I think it is in the first Mario Party. I think in the second
It's
one they changed it
either-
to gibberish.
It's either the first Mario Party or the first Mario Kart, but it's definitely one of those.
Force must be physically blocking the routing of
No, that'd be Mario Kart 64. He wasn't in the first one.
forces involved.
And in the Mario Kart 64, he just did the wah.
Return your
He didn't actually have voice lines
Oh yeah.
afternoon has prevented you from
where he said words.
Time to go to Kataris.
In fact, I don't think any of them. No, yeah, no, some of them did. Never mind.
Again, it was mostly.
Peach said thank you. Yeah, Peach, Mario, and Luigi had words. DK didn't. Bowser didn't. Wario didn't. I played a lot of Mario Kart 64, so Yoshi didn't, obviously, because Yoshi only says Yoshi. He's the Pikachu of the bunch. You know him well, and he's finally back.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango, there goes my Zango.
Okay, so I am needing to go up to Kataris, which is this one.
Have you ever had a Zagnut, Seth?
I did at one point, but the doctor got rid of it.
I'm not even sure we have Zagnut bars. Like, I don't know if... I think that's a regional thing.
It is a regional thing.
Okay.
But also it's called Zagnut, and so I have to make some sort of testicular joke.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Woo! Spicy! Spicy dragonfly.
It's just there's this American Dad episode where they were trying to catch the Zagnut gang, where they would steal everybody's like Zagnut bars, and it was this very like basically they were like unintentionally backing up into like an 80s like what would you call it,
Hellscape?
a very campy like buddy cop sitcom, I guess. And they were like solving all these crimes as like it was basically Knight Rider.
Yeah, except for instead of a car, it was your mom.
No, it was a car. They turned Klaus into a car for that episode.
I made a sex joke.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Anyway, they're like saving all these people's Zagnut bars and stuff, and there was like halfway through the episode, Stan was just they were just like hanging out eating Zagnuts, and Stan just like left one on the dashboard for Klaus because I guess that's the car equivalent of eating a candy bar. It was like, I've never even had a Zagnut before we started doing this. I was like, I've never had a Zagnut either. In fact, there was one time I've never like there was this one time I was at a store that had like kind of weird candy. Like it was no, it was just one of those like random stores where you notice like kind of often like a convenience store that you think this might be a bodega. Like if I ask the cashier for drugs, they might have drugs. They have weird products I don't see at normal stores. Yeah, like they have Lay's flavored like waffles. I don't know if the employees speak English. Various things.
You're getting edgy.
I'm just saying
Cutting
based
edge
on
material.
the specific store that I visited. Personal experience. And I actually did wonder that. because I don't think he did speak English. But anyway, the point is, and hey, if Simpsons can do it with Apu, then
Simpsons can do a lot of things you can't.
that's true. Might have been a bogey. Oh. Anyway, they had weird candy. Come on, don't tell me you've never been in a store that you weren't familiar with and they had weird candy.
I exclusively go to stores that I know exactly what they are.
Yeah. You go to stores, weird stores all the time, Seth.
I do
know
it, and
you
I do it on purpose.
Yes, you do.
It's a hobby of mine.
Fuck. Stop making me look weird.
Why do I feel like the weird one all of a sudden?
I know you do this way more than I do.
Yes, I.
So anyway,
It's a hobby.
so they had chewy bars.
Okay.
They had zero bars. They had chunky bars.
So did they or did they not have
They-
bars?
They had bars.
No, you said they had 0 bars.
Yes. I had no reception. I can't get any fucking... Anyway, so they had... Like, they had 100 grands, like, full-size ones.
Mm-hmm.
Which I almost never see. Like, you always see them in, like, the fun-size things, like, in other, like, candy mix... You know, anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just
You
did
never
that
see
wrong.
the full-size ones. Stuff like that, you know.
Cool.
So I remember that time, that was actually the first time I'd even seen a 0 bar. And I was like, I've never had one of these things. And maybe I've seen one before. Didn't you already get this missile thing?
Yeah, but I died.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I
You're redoing
died.
that part. Okay.
Real quick.
So, how much time do we have? 5 minutes. I bought it because I had never had one before.
And was it good? Did you enjoy it? Did it taste like?
No, it was okay, and that's it.
Did
was,
it have that crunchy fecal matter taste?
I didn't really like it. It was okay, but like it was just kind of weird. It's kind of like when you have a Mounds bar.
Okay.
Like I don't even really like Almond Joy, but
You mean
like
Spouts?
sure, but the Mounds doesn't have the nuts, and it's like it's something about that weird combination of like the chocolate, the coconut, and the nuts. Like something about it made it work, even though I don't like coconut or you know typically that sort of thing. But like a Mounds bar doesn't have the nuts to like tie it all together. It's just like coconut and chocolate, and it's like ew, this is gross. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jade didn't know what a chunky bar was a while ago either. That's what I was segueing into.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, we were.
Yeah.
Like,
so I
I
showed
love
her.
talking about going to weird convenience stores as much as the next
Yeah.
guy, but I'm not sure where this is going.
So I was like, have you ever had a chunky bar? And, you know, like, she's crazy about chocolate.
Oh,
So for the most part, I can't say anything new about chocolate to that girl. And I was like, have you ever had a chunky bar? Because I was 99% sure she never had. And she's like, a chunky bar? I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, it's kind of like a Charleston Chew. It's an old candy most people don't know about.
Yeah.
And she's like, maybe? Like, show me a picture. And I showed her a picture. I was like, I've never seen that before in my life. And I zoomed in on the picture. I said, look what's in it. She's like, chocolate with raisins! And I was like, yeah. And they would sell this in stores.
The 60s were rough.
It's like, that is not candy.
It's not. What have you done?
She was like disgusted with humanity for the rest of the night. I was like, as you should be. That does not qualify as candy. I agree.
I got 10
Oh, because I, again, bring it back to a previous thing I was saying, because I was referencing Family Guy that night. And I was saying, like, oh yeah, chunky bar, chocolate with raisins. That's what kids want in their chocolate. Fruit. Like, are you working on your soft 10? It's like, yeah, maybe. Like,
Yeah. I think I could really, like, maybe I should go for governorship, you know? Ah, fuck. Scary door. Come here. Do it again.
as you approach the scary door.
Yeah. Okay, do it again. I dare you. Whee! Pinball!
Doesn't know where she's going. She goes by feel alone. wraps up in a ball and she zooms off to the zone. It's full of fucking fire and other things you know. That deaf, dumb, and blind killer sure kills the aliens good.
Dad. So then I was like,
Oh, that's a reference to, for all you young kids out there, that was a reference to Pinball Wizard by The Who circa 1970 something.
actually, that was a parody.
Yeah, but it was a reference to that song.
Fair point. And Samus looks at that thing. He's
Actually,
like,
how much you want to bet Pinball Wizard was done in the 60s?
and I was just like watching Samus do this, and she's like, ah, that's what's wrong with that.
This is what's wrong with the world today.
I'm no civil.
Every big fucking alien thinks he can just crawl up on my shit.
He's like, I'm no civil engineer, but I don't think it's supposed to have that.
I might want to have that looked at.
I might just be a
Oh,
bounty
it's one of
hunter,
these.
but I'm just like, huh. I don't think that they're supposed to have a giant fuck-off monster on side of this generator thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ah, damn it. It was the 60s.
Oh, damn, I was correct the first time I guessed.
No, I was wrong the first time. I said 70-ish. Which, it was 1969, so 70-ish is very close, but I still said 70s. He's using Hyper Beam. You
All
gotta
the
stop his
fucking time.
Kamehameha.
He's using Hyper Beam all the fucking time.
It's a Yellow Eyes Gross Dragon.
You know, I saw one of these once. It was after I took a shit. Thought it wasn't real because I was high as a kite.
They're like, nope, I just iceberged.
No, not lettuce.
No, when you take a really big poop and it pokes out of the water a little bit,
Fuck, I forgot.
because 90% of the mass is underwater.
Yep. Did you get my reference? It was about lettuce, because
Yeah.
iceberg is lettuce.
Yes.
Because
I Kale didn't tell.
If I just break my neck, do I not have to fight this boss again? Nope. Broke my neck, still have to fight it.
Too fine. You started right before the boss.
No touch. No touch. Bad laser beam touch.
Is there anything special in this guy, or just to shoot him in the face?
For this section, you just shoot face and avoid that.
Okay. That's pretty straightforward.
It gets a pain in the ass later. His third form is especially just like dick.
Mm-hmm.
But this early shit, you're just like, woo!
You gotta fight his penis?
Yeah. It's pretty big.
Wow.
Like my power level, it's pretty large.
I fought the boss and then I had to fight off his advances.
Oh no!
It was terrible.
Hi.
I saw this meme that said, like, if you have...
Hold on, I got a problem. Oh,
Okay.
there we go. More missiles. Into face, into face, into face, into face. And charge beam. And we're back. Go ahead.
If you have as many bosses as a Dark Souls game, you might be working for a corporation.
Yikes.
I was like,
Alright,
I
what are we
like
doing?
that. And there was this other Dark Souls one where it was like, because there was the boss from the first game called the, like, Gaping Dragon of Mirth or something like that.
Spawn of sorrow.
No. It was Gaping Dragon something. And I was like, if you're...
That's
If
no way
at
to
work,
refer to Steve.
yeah, if at work, if your boss describes himself as gaping, you probably need to talk to HR.
I would never talk to HR. They're on his side.
He's got spikies. You got most of your health though, you're doing good.
I need more health. Give it to me.
What's
Thank
another
you,
one I'm
Daddy.
thinking of? Oh, yeah, the Cyclops, what does he call that? Something when he does his eye beam thing?
This what Cyclops are referring to.
Cyclops from X-Men?
Oh,
It's not
Lazy.
Dodon Ray, that's
no.
Piccolo.
It's not.
No, that's not Piccolo. It's Tien, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also not Makan Kosopo.
No, that's Special Beam Cannon. And thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
You should be glad.
I was very impressed.
Makan Kosopo. It's not that
Even
hard
Team
to say.
even Team 4-Star couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was a running gag though.
Can't even get double Sunday right, am I right?
Right though? Woo! What book I was
That's the
reading?
name of the attack!
I was reading a book with a friend.
Yeah, but the line, Lanny, is keep your eye on the birdie. You dumb bitch.
Jeez.
Kaiser Neko was right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's because you hate Lanny Pator though.
No, I just like the person who's right.
I just side with the person who's correct every time I can.
Yeah, didn't you just finish saying that you get frustrated at people that quote things incorrectly?
I have no recollection of this.
Oh, okay. It probably didn't happen.
That's what studying my local mayor has taught me.
We would never hear.
I don't think I said that. That doesn't. When have I ever said any of those words in any context?
Hey, Mayor Quimby, where's my money for all them sexual favors? Just don't tell my wife I paid you.
It was at that point that I realized that I should have been a hooker instead of gone to college. Yeah.
Alright, you could have been a hooker at a college, make twice as much.
Oh. We were reading a book. Oh, it's called The Suffering by Rin Chupeco, which is a surprisingly good book.
Oh, by the way.
Hold on, my story first.
We mean, hold on, a clarification that's important. We mean American college, which is the same as university in most other countries.
Yes, their word for college is actually our word for high school.
Yes, which would have made my last joke not very cool.
Ah, yes. That's why I actually
So keep going.
That's why I still use the word uni most time. And it takes place. Most book takes place in this place called Aokigahara. And my friend was just like Aokigahara. And so the entire time I had to listen to my friend just butcher the name of this place.
Okay.
But it started as like, oh no, I'm trying, but you know how, when your friend gives up on pronouncing something?
Oh yeah.
And so by the end it's just like, Aokigahara. And it's
So
supposed
everybody's Swedish chef.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, words are hard.
Yeah. Oh, earlier though, when we were talking about QTEs, I basically meant like when you're playing a game.
Hold
and
on. He's got me. He's
in
got
the
me.
middle of the
I don't want
game,
him to have me.
It's like
Bye.
press Y. You know what I mean?
No.
Not the ability that you
I
need.
needed that. Motherfucker. Oh,
You'll
double
get a different
backflip.
one.
I'm the best.
Also, if you had jets on your power suit, why have we been doing it wrong all these years? Platforming section.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Air conditioning.
I fucking hate air conditioning. Die, fans, die. Which one did I come
Cool.
in on?
The top one. You fell in here.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna run to the save station real quick and then we'll
Yeah. Because we need to finish up.
Oh, there's a platform there.
Much like Samus after a good hunt, I need to complete.
I need to finish. I need to complete. Neat.
Nice.
Save story progress.
What about all the other progress, Seth?
Doesn't matter.
Awesome. I thought that said Altaria, and I was like, that's a Pokemon.
You're a Pokemon. Oh,
I wish.
hold on. I got a problem. You're like,
Because
I
then
want to
people
be,
might think I'm sexy and interesting.
but also I would be waited on hand and foot by a 10-year-old, which is always my case.
Sad.
And they give me, and they definitely don't give me food that looks definitely like deer poop that they found.
This was growing in a bush. Here you go.
Yay!
This was on the ground. Here you go. I got this from a doctor. Here you go.
And I definitely like being part of semi-legal dogfights.
I got this at the herb store. Here you
Don't.
go.
I got this at the herb store. This one's for me.
Because
Alright.
they it was in Gen 3 too, where I think that's when they introduced the herbal medicine shops, and if you gave it to certain Pokemon that evolved based on friendliness, it actually set them back.
Yeah.
It was like, no, we hate that.
Why would you give me this?
Get that holistic medicine out of here.
Because I don't know if the rest of you know this. If you've ever been to an herb shop or actually had one of the more traditional medicines, they don't taste good. They're usually...
Which is funny, because they love the most natural thing, just like berries.
Yes.
That actually increases their friendliness, but you give them the stuff from the herb shop, and they're like, this is disgusting.
Well, yeah, but have you ever had, like, unsweetened ginseng tea?
Mm-hmm.
It's bitter.
It's very harsh, yeah. Like, if... the only time I do ginseng now is, like, green tea with ginseng.
Yeah.
Like, when it has it in the... whatever. They infused the tea leaves with it already.
Yeah. Now, if you do, like, especially a lot of the traditional herbal medicines, a lot of it's bitter.
You said herbal.
I did do that. Also, when
You know, a lot of countries are pissed when we say herbs or
Herbal?
herbal.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why don't Americans pronounce the H? They should do that.
Yeah.
No,
No,
like we should.
we
There's an
should.
H there.
We should. And also, like, when I'm spelling stuff on the... especially if it's on the phone, I'm just like, H.
H. How do you do?
I'm like, S as in shit, H as in hit, I as in it, and T as in titties.
It's like name Robert Loggia. How do you spell that? Ah, as in Robert Loggia. O, as in oh my God, it's Robert Loggia. B, as in Bob, isn't that Robert Loggia? E, as
Hey, it is Robert Lucia.
yeah, Peter just checks his watch. He's like, oh my God. That was one of my favorite, like, nonsensical Family Guy bits. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be playing the next one for sure. I'm just way too tired tonight, guys. It's been a very long day. And special thank you to the Frozen Crash Show members. Right now, it's just Novalis Draconis. But if you want to keep Novalis Draconis company, check out that join button down below and choose to do any of the things. I don't care. Or don't. Liking and subscribing is always free. Joining is a monthly paid subscription, by the way, but there are benefits. But it supports the show more directly, and it's very cool. So if you can swing it, cool. If you can't, we understand.
And there's an inexpensive option and a slightly...
more expensive option that doesn't do anything. It's just if you want to be more generous. So, yeah. So until next time, take care. And the thing that Seth always says at the end of the episode.
Oh, yeah. That thing. Remember that the good balance is between your fruits, your vegetables, and your grains. Because without your grains, you're not as regular as you should be. And pooping
Fiber.
regularly is incredibly important for your health. And helps you feel better.
But don't vegetables have fiber?
They do, but not like straight grain does. Unless you're doing like some of the hardier stuff like broccoli. But a lot of people don't eat broccoli for funsies.
True.
Which is a shame because steamed broccoli is like a beautiful side dish for me. I like steamed broccoli.
So, interesting side note on that. Typically, most of the fiber in a grain is from the bran.
The shell.
The bran is part of the hulled husk of the grain, what do they call it? The grain germ.
Yes.
Which is the part that has, like, the proteins and stuff, the, like, other the actual nutrients.
Yes.
The bran basically just is, like, raw fiber. So if you check, like, Raisin Bran, the nutrients and the nutritional facts or whatever, it has, like, tons of fiber. Because it's just bran.
Literally.
And raisins. Like, they put raisins in there so it doesn't taste like just cardboard.
And I think raisins are diuretic if you eat enough of
They
them.
are. They absolutely are. It may as well, like if they made raisin prunes, people would never leave the bathroom. It's like, I had a breakfast of raisin prunes. Excuse me.
Which reminds me, if you're looking for prune juice or plum juice for that matter, a lot of the time your...
Oh, don't be a prune.
Yeah, I know. A lot of time your Eastern Asian stores will have very much of it in drinks and stuff. And if you just need to like...
And
plug
dates.
Yes, and if you just need to plug your nose and get it down just so you're
And figs.
so you're more regular, then just go for it.
I think figs, dates, and prunes are all related, actually. I think they're all part of the same family of foods.
No, I went on a few dates. There was definitely no prunes.
Or figs.
Or fig Newtons. That mathematic bastard.
They had fig jewels, though, and fig pascals, but I don't talk about those.
Mathematic bastard. Anyway, thank you for joining.
Science pun.
See you
The best of jokes.
See you next round.
Yep. Later.
Bye.